Welcome back to the channel, Power Boosters. I'm Kevin. So this video is going to be about me driving in normal mode.
Mr. Normal, at least that's what it says on his name tag.
As opposed to eco mode, which has been the majority of the driving that I've done here. I want to see if I can get better fuel economy because I've had several people report in the comments on some of my other videos on the miles per gallon. Which brings to mind, if you want to watch those videos, I link the description to the playlist of all the miles per gallon videos. And in addition to that, there's also other videos on the Ford F-150. So more or less, the tank that I just filled up, the trip computer said that I was getting 22.4 miles per gallon. I actually got 22.05, so 22.1 hand calculated. So it's still showing off. There was one instance where it read higher, I believe, but it's unfortunately reading a little bit differently now. So anyway, people had mentioned in the comments that they wanted to bring to my attention that in normal mode they were getting pretty good fuel economy. So we're going to try that here. We're going to do one full tank on normal mode and see if we can improve our miles per gallon. Quick interjection here. I really want to get to 1,000 subscribers before the end of 2022. And as I mentioned in previous videos, if I reach that goal of 1,000 subscribers by the end of 2022, I will make a quick video of me taking a bite out of an onion like it's an apple. So I'm at about 4,200 miles on the truck. I think that was my 7th fill up that I'm at the gas station now. So we'll see if we can do a little bit better on this. So I'll check back in with you periodically throughout this tank and kind of give you an idea if we're trending in the right direction or if we're trending in the wrong direction or if we're remaining status quo. So stay tuned. All right, so we're early on in the tank.
I think I'm gonna get tanked tonight.
Miles remaining to empty says 610. And so far the start is not good. It's trending that it's going to be a below average fuel economy with normal mode so far. The jury's still out because we're very early on, but a trip that I'm doing right now that I go probably about an hour and 40 minutes south of where I am usually has over 20 miles per gallon. Well, here, I'll show you. Usually has over 20 miles per gallon at this point in time, but as of right now, it's going down. And if you look and see on trip 2, that's since the fill up, I've gone only 20 miles and it's 16.1 miles. So it would appear that, swing you back around, it would appear that the shorter trips suffer pretty badly when they're not in eco mode because I'm not getting over 20 miles per gallon. Sometimes I'm getting 10, 12 miles per gallon on a trip from the gym back home or vice versa, or to a warehouse that I go to close by to my house. So we'll see. I'm gonna see the course through on this tank and we'll see if I can make up some time. Admittedly, on this trip right now, I'm running a little late, so I'm going a little faster than I normally would be. But I'm sure it affects it a little bit, but we'll see. All right, we'll check back in a little bit. We were about halfway through the normal mode tank, and we're trending a little lower than we normally do. It's not egregiously low. It's 22.1 miles per gallon. As you know, the last tank that I filled up hand calculated was 22.1, but on the trip computer here it said 22.4. So if that's any indication, we're about 0.3 miles per gallon lower on normal mode than we are in eco mode. So as of right now, it's still trending lower. Once again, I don't know what circumstances these people are in when they're driving in normal mode.
What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing?
And getting 26, 27 miles per gallon average, not just like on a single trip, because I can see that on single trips here and there if the wind's at my back or if it's not a very hilly route or I'm going downhill for a significant amount of time. But for the most part, it's very terrain around here. I can go uphill, I can go downhill, I can be going flat. It's been relatively moderate temperatures, not too hot, not too cold.
The hot tub's too hot!
We're obviously in summer still. So I think normal mode is trending towards being not as great as eco mode, but eco mode is not all that much greater than normal mode. according to this so far. Halfway through, we'll check in after a couple more trips and we'll see where we're at. Now about 3/4 of the way in, and I'm getting some pretty decent fuel economy today. This is a trip that I'm taking up from south up north, and you can see that's the truck since I picked it up from the dealer, and that's the tank now. So we're kind of right on pace to match what the Eco tank was. So we'll see what happens. All right, so I just filled up.
Dude, I think I just filled the cup.
And this is the great reveal for the normal tank versus the Eco mode tank, because as you know, I've been mostly driving Eco mode and occasionally dipping into sport mode to have a little fun here and there. But I would say, you could say the majority of the miles I've driven has been on Eco mode, except for this last tank, which it's been entirely on normal mode. All right, so I have some pretty interesting results. It was just approximately 1 mile per gallon worse in normal mode than in Eco mode. So normal mode wasn't all that more gas guzzling. The Eco mode last tank, I averaged about 22.1 miles per gallon, and in this tank about 20 miles per gallon. The hand calculation was 20.95, so let's call that 21, and it would put it about 1 mile per gallon less than the last tank that I got. So needless to say, you don't get better fuel economy, at least in my driving conditions and at the age of my truck right now, with the amount of miles I have on it, roughly around 5,000 at this point. The current tank I'm running on, I'm about 200 miles in, and I'm averaging on the computer 23.4 miles per gallon, but that's all been in Eco mode. So I'm back into Eco mode now. I'm big! And I will stay in Eco mode because for the most part, I don't need to drive my truck like a maniac, but when I want to, which I do occasionally from time to time, I can definitely just switch the drive mode over a couple clicks to the left, and I'm in sport mode immediately. Also, thanks to the comment I got, I think I was on the last video or the video before, where someone actually said, hey, you can take, in sport mode, you can take the 4 auto off. I actually haven't tried that yet, but I'll believe that person that you can actually take the 4 auto off and just go into 2 high in sport mode. I imagine that might be a little fun if you really wanted to spin the tires. But I appreciate the comments. If you guys have anything, any other tips for me that I'm not mentioning in these videos, please leave that in the comments. I'm trying to grow the channel, so I appreciate any like or subscribe that you can give me. It really helps me out, and it's free for you. And I have some exciting videos coming in the future, so hopefully you stay tuned to the channel. I release a video every Saturday morning, and at least that's the plan right now. I'm trying. It's a lot of work, but I'm doing it. That's all I got for you. I'll see you guys in the next video.